Now, when you think of the Olympics, it's the sports people that immediately come to mind. But there's more to a Games than just the athletes. Where would you be without the media? Now, love us or hate us, the media brings the Olympics to you, whether it's via radio, TV, internet, newspaper, or photographs. And did you know that there are more media than athletes at the Beijing Olympics? That's true. There are 10,708 athletes, 5,500 officials, and 20,500 members of the media from all over the world. You're about to meet one of those. His name is Duane Hart, and he's a freelance photographer based in Redcliffe. He's off to the Beijing Olympics, and he's going to be focusing on the swimming events, track and field. Duane, welcome to 612 ABC Brisbane.
Yeah, morning, Madonna.
How many Olympics have you worked on?
This will be my fourth one, so yeah, it's pretty exciting.
How did you get into sport photography?
I used to compete just as an amateur athlete back in New Zealand, and I basically took photos of my friends when I was injured, and with a small camera, and sort of got better and better at it. And yeah, just sort of about 15 years ago, we lived in England for a couple of years, and I ran for a first division club and photographed some more athletes, and yeah, just sort of got used to the camera gear, and it just sort of took off when we arrived in Australia in '92. We started the agency, and yeah, it's been my full-time job ever since.
The thing that intrigues me about what you're going to do is most people who may be a photographer will sit for ages to get that perfect sunrise or sunset, that perfect tree or leaf or bird. In your case, it must be the luck of the draw or split-second decisions?
It is. You've got to have fast timing, but a lot of it is planning and preparation. Some of my better photos that have been used around the place, I've sat hours in one spot to get one photo. So it really depends what you're covering the Olympics for. As a freelancer, there's four of us going from Australia, and we basically have to concentrate on the clients we're shooting for. But the newspaper guys basically have to cover everything, and they have to be all around the place. We can basically sit at one spot for 2 or 3 days and concentrate on what we have to photograph.
But is there more pressure on you then? You're given the time. If you miss that shot, it looks bad?
Yeah, you've got it. With the new camera gear, it's a lot easier than it used to be, but you've got to really pick your positions. You've got to work out which lanes the Aussies are going to be in, and sort of backgrounds. A lot of the time you might not even be in the media position. You've got to be up in the grandstands with the crowd shooting down. So, what's
the longest that you've actually sat in the one position waiting for that shot?
It'll be the Michael Johnson photo in '96. I photographed Michael many times at World Champs before that, and he always puts his arms out when he finishes, and everyone knew he was going to do the world record, so I got into position about 8 hours before. And
8 hours?
Yeah, 8 hours. And I could photograph other events at the finish, but I was there for one shot, and yeah, it actually worked quite well. He did a world record, and he put his arms out, and I got the time in the background. I was sort of one of the only positions to get that.
Could you leave that 8 hours during that time?
No, pretty much you had to stay. If you left, there's a lot of other, there's probably 200 or 300 photographers that, it just sort of gets more and more as the events, the finals get on, there's more and more guys arriving, but everyone's pretty good. Once you're in the position, you're basically there for the day.
But perhaps an out of left field question, can you actually leave to go to the toilet, or you actually have to stay there and not move?
No, you stay there and not move, really. You've got to take your drink and water bottle, and yeah, it's
what do you do while you wait?
Oh, it's pretty good. You talk to a lot of the guys. And, you're photographing other events as well.
But you have to go 8 hours without going to the toilet too.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a bit of that's a once-off, and I haven't done that since, but it's pretty much, we're photographing a lot of events. You'll be 3 or 4 hours. You're in one position waiting for a final at the finish, or up high waiting for some light or things. So, yeah, there's a lot of patience involved, a lot of planning and preparation too.
You're listening to Duane Hart, a freelance photographer headed for Beijing. Duane, have you ever lined up your camera for the great shot that you've planned, you've done the preparation, and then just missed it?
Yeah, I've never really missed... when we had the manual focus years ago, we used to shoot with manual focus, and occasionally you'd get it slightly out if you have to photograph one or two. Nowadays, with the new cameras, everything's pretty sharp, and I've never really missed anything major, but a couple of guys beside me once at the World Champs in Stuttgart in '93, the English photographer didn't have any film in his camera. Then for Christie won, I was next to him, and I could hear him sort of swearing, and it worked out that he had no film. I actually gave him one of my photos, helped him out. But
is there a lot of that sharing, or is it really competitive?
No, the guys are pretty good. I mean, the guys that are there, there's probably, it says 20,000 media, but there's probably only 200 or 300 photographers that, freelancers, and a lot of them specialise in sport, so you'll all get to know each other. And the track and field and the swimming guys, there's probably 50 of us that know each other, and we get on, we sort of share ideas, and it's cool. We sort of bring all the ideas and the technology back.
But you're depending on making your client happier than the freelance photographer next to you.
Well, yeah, so there's only four of us. I'm the only Queensland, so there's not really anyone else shooting. Well, I'm mostly going to be doing the swimming, and I'm trading on the Aussie.
So what shot are you most proud of in history? Is that the Michael Johnson shot from 1996?
Yeah, probably that one, and maybe there's a Mike Powell photo that sort of got me started in 91. With a long jump photo with a world record in the background. That's really got me started in sports photography, so that's probably my favourite.
And what's the favourite sport?
It has to be track and field, seeing I come from that background. But I actually quite enjoy hockey too, and swimming. But
so if you could imagine the shot that you would like to take, what would it be? What would be lottery for you?
It's hard. There's so many different. I mean, it's probably one of the Aussies doing really well, the track and field athletes, maybe coming across the finish line with a nice shaft of light and a shadow and things.
And you've done your preparation. Who do you think that might be?
Well, now that we've lost a couple, I don't know. I mean, it's the pole vault, I'd say. Anything could happen in the pole vault. So
you're doing swimming too. Is that difficult?
It's probably one of the easier ones. You're in position all day from up high with a long lens, so you concentrate. You really, the difficulty is in planning where you're going to be, and you've got to work out which lanes. You got one of either sides to pick from to sit, so you've got to really work out which side you can be to photograph the Aussies. So the planning is the hard part, but no, the new lenses now, it's pretty easy to get the action. You've got to be really positioned if they go off the jubilation at the finish as well. You've got to really be in position. So,
have you ever been to Beijing?
I haven't. No, it's the first time. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, you'll see through the smog.
Yeah, well, and is that worrying you? Sitting at home thinking you're looking at reading the newspaper, seeing the television reports.
Yeah, I already think it'll clear. I mean, I was reading reports today. I reckon Tuesday, Wednesday, I reckon it'll start clearing. So I'm pretty sure it'll be. It's pretty bad now, but I'm pretty sure they'll be okay.
Duane Hart, thank you.
No worries.
Have a good time.
Okay, thanks, Madonna.
Duane Hart, freelance photographer who's based at Redcliffe, and he's off to the Beijing Olympics to photograph the swimming and the track and field. You're on 612 ABC Brisbane, where it's a minute away from 11 o'clock.